It was inevitable, folks. The school system failed us, government failed us, and even our parents were too busy to learn and understand their human rights and why the Constitution was written. They were busy working, and they expected the school system to teach us what we need to know to make it in America. One of the reasons why we have a disconnect out there between the people and the police is because the people don't understand the rights, and neither do the police. This is the perfect place to start learning. You guys go subscribe to the People's School. They go live every day, and we'll be discussing terminology, we'll be discussing the Constitution, the amendments, and this is where America is going to learn the Constitution the right way. Go subscribe. I'll drop the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Check out these clips from the episode from the other day.
San the Man, El Presidente, do you have any information on Direct D? We can't hear you, San the Man.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Technicalities, man. So we do know that we have a bail bondsman that will get him out as soon as we find out where he's at. His wife texted me as soon as she knew what was going on. So as soon as I find out more, then I will let. I'm actually putting out a video right now for Direct D.
Okay. Real Jingy just posted the link to him being unlawfully arrested by Mesa PD as well as the phone number. Should we skip forward? Do you know where this?
Yeah, a little bit before that, guys. Right there, about right there. A little bit before that. I can give you a rundown of what happens really quick.
Yes, please do.
All right, so Direct D was out there. As you guys know, they were on the property. The cops keep extending the police line back. The people that were on the property, the hotel or whatever, they told them to get off the property. Direct D and everyone else was on the sidewalk. And without getting any written warning or anything, the cop just grabbed Direct D by the arm and arrested him after, as you know, after they took down the tape. So, but let me just add this really quick about Mesa, Arizona. Is a lot of that feedback, is that coming from, I hear a lot of feedback. Is that coming from mine or is it coming from one of yours?
No, it's from theirs.
Okay. Yeah, the echo. I hear a lot of echo.
So mute me. Don't have left hand the man talk.
Okay, so in Mesa, Arizona, when I went out there, I'm adding a clip from the video that I did when I was out there in Mesa, Arizona. It seems like one of the things that they're doing a lot is soliciting trespasses. And they did it to us when I was out there. They detained and handcuffed a channel called Twisted Imagery. He's a new channel, and they let him go after that. So it did just seem notorious for that. Mesa, Arizona, they seem to be detaining and arresting people for trespassing after they're the ones that are soliciting the trespass. So that's what we know about Mesa, Arizona, and it happened again, guys.
Yeah. Mesa, Arizona has been bad for a long time. They've been on national radar, if not world radar, for sure. They are really bad in Arizona. And I'll say, before I started recording, I went on a trip a long time ago through Arizona and along the border on Highway 8, right? And we got pulled over several times by Border Patrol, and they literally just walk up to the car and they're like, "Oh, you're white, go on." And this happens every day on Highway 8.
I'm going to share this from my other channel to get as many people in here as possible.
Yeah. Cop Block Hot Springs, Innocent Auditor. Yeah. We met Innocent Auditor in Utah by chance.
Nice.
We just ended up on the same stop with
no way.
Utah Watch as well. Yeah, and I love surprises like that, because I don't tell anybody where we are.
Yeah, you like surprising people, man. That's one thing is it's hard to get a hold of you. You don't like to let nobody know where you are, and you like to surprise. The element of surprise is is something that you like to do.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Spooky press on free is in here. Yeah, yeah. Now, El Presidente, we've been covering the your call to action all week, as you know, and Lady Justice has made several calls, but we still have not been able to get the original date of this incident. They won't tell us. They keep shuffling her around, and the captain hung up on her yesterday. She's called the undersheriff twice and left two messages and still hasn't gotten a return call. Because we want to get the body cam footage, the 911 call, and the police report because we still can't even get any claim of a crime that they were investigating. They were just investigating the kid, you know.
Right,
Yeah, they called him a subject. They think he's the subject. See, we don't have subjects in America. The subject of the investigation is the crime,
right.
right? And they have forgotten a crime. They're not talking about a crime. It's not a crime to look in a window.
Yep, that's right.
So we're still pursuing this, and as you know, Reg Crispy posted Tyrant Alert as well on it. But the hot topic today, El Presidente, was the difference between pressing and auditing and cop watching. And we're going to get to a clip from Silence of the Laws video from yesterday. That was his first video that he ever took like by himself, and he had taken several with us and stuff, but this one we weren't there, and he got a good conversation with the cop, and he did start talking about you know he does an audit, right? And and you can really see it in the video, right? Because he's asking questions, trying to get the details of the case, right? Not just trying to see how they react to a specific set of circumstances, right? And that's what I consider an audit is you're going there, you're setting up the circumstances, and you're trying to see how the government reacts to it. Whereas, like when we're pressing, we're not setting up the circumstances. We're already set up, and we're going and trying to find out what the circumstances are. That asking questions, and that's usually what you're doing. It seems in your videos, you're not. The cops aren't called on you. What? How do you feel, Stan the Man? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I've always considered this thing kind of like being levels to having levels to this. Like I understand that whether you call it cop watching or auditing or whatever, that's just the unofficial term. Um, those there's no laws that protect those unofficial terms, but there are laws that protect journalism, press, and that's where everybody needs to really angle themselves and to focus on is that that's exactly what people are doing is pressing. I understand that in reality, look, there's times where I've called myself an auditor, stuff like that, or I was beginning to understand what I was doing while I was doing it, educating myself a little bit, learning a little bit, because, even to this very day, I don't believe that I'm really knowledgeable on law or even my own rights. And I'm learning as I'm going along. But I do believe, I will say this, the term First Amendment audit just took off. So I kind of rode that train. I rode that. I jumped on the train and said, "Fuck it, let's go." And that's how I'm going to get my word out. Spread the message by using that term that just spread like wildfire. So whatever moniker was created for a special kind of pressing, I think it's kind of cool, man. To have that term that to pop off out of nowhere. Auditing? Are we really auditing? In reality, look, I've said this before. I think we're in its infancy of what we're doing. I'm not that smart, like I said, but what happens when the smarter people come in behind me? The real constitutionalists um, come in behind me, or come in and just spread the knowledge, and everybody begins to understand. Like, look, we have different people from different areas that are communicating and being able to help each other. Like just what happened with Direct D. People come together from all parts of the United States, and in reality, is Mesa Police Department, do they really understand what's about to happen when they get flooded with phone calls, or they get maybe some emails and some letters in the mail? The chief of police might have to answer for this. What's going on? Um, and it's kind of amazing. Me talking to Rice Crispy on the phone all the way from Florida, talking to Wolfie Gladley from Philly, Jersey Watcher, and just different people that I communicate with. Uh, Retired fish and game warden from South Dakota, who kind of helped me beat my case. Dude, this is the kind of stuff that should have happened a long time ago. Schools should have been getting together. Universities should have been getting together so that people could understand their rights and understand how to approach this policing and accountability. So I don't know if I.
Um, if I can just interrupt you, relax outdoors. That's
Yes,
the
yes.
channel is
Yep.
in the chat.
in the
The
house.
channel in Vero Beach. Bonehead, if you can put his comments up on the screen, relaxed outdoors. Lady Zaga, I get that. I am now woke. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Um, the Vero Beach keeps saying that they made everything right with the family by letting them come in and see the helicopter and stuff and play with their toys. And I mean, that's fine. I don't know if that's true or not true. But the public still has answers. I still see a number of problems with that call. He says, I was just notified my meeting with Sheriff Flowers was canceled. No reason given.
Yeah, that's what they do. They don't want to answer for their mistakes.
But yet
Yeah,
they're telling the public, me, that when I make my calls that everything is fine, that your son is just fine, has no mental scars. But I still can't find any information, any answers to the questions that I have proposed out there.
yeah. Well, they thought that it had gone away, and they thought they had obscured it all and made it right, but the court of public opinion works on its own time schedule, and there's no due process, there's no lawyers. You know we all have questions, and now they have to deal with this all, and it's just getting more and more the
That's
more that
right.
they obscure. And
That's right.
yeah, yeah. um I
Don't
do
call
want
it.
to say I was listening to what you were saying though very intently about the word, right? And it doesn't matter what word it is as long as it gets you growth. And that's why you're the president, El Presidente, right? Is because the mission of People's School is to provide a platform for people to press on and to present it in a way that the citizens can understand. And using whatever word the citizens understand is what um, it needs to be done in order to present it in a way that they can understand, right? And that's why you're El Presidente. We thank you for that. I'm one of the people, and I don't audit. I always ask questions, and that there's a difference, right? And everybody does what they're supposed to do, what they do. You know what I mean? And we love you, Sam the man. Yeah. I do love auditing. I watch auditing. I have no problem with auditing. I just think that it is different than pressing when you're asking questions, trying to get the details of the situation, as opposed to just trying to sit back and see how they respect your rights. And generally, specifically like cops as opposed to buildings. But there is no specific definition, and it is what it is. But it's an interesting topic, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
talking about
in reality, auditing is like has kind of like something to do with money, right? Like to make sure the money's correct, or like they're
Right.
auditing finances. And in reality, like going into these buildings, and I've said this before on some of my videos. I've said, yeah, we come in here, we ask all the tough questions, like where's my money going, and a lot of times in these buildings we don't really see it, but there's a lot of misappropriation of funds. There's a lot of money going here, money going there, and and in reality, if they spend a lot of money on a project or something and it just goes to waste, we're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars. And sometimes it's like hush hush. We're just going to sweep it under the rug and we're not going to talk about that. And these politicians, these people, these city attorneys, these city managers, these people that make these decisions, they lose all kinds of money. Well, where's the money go? And I think this First Amendment audit term is actually kind of cool for when people go inside buildings and they ask questions. And it could be a simple question, is like, where did these funds go for this, or where did the funds go for that? And in reality, we really need to get there mentally, and we really need to get there like um, in the how to do these better than what we're doing now. I mean, I think it's kind of cool.
yeah, there's it's all misappropriation of funds. I mean, they're literally
Yeah.
standing there doing nothing. And after the riots and stuff, we've seen a lot of power grabs where the police are using those to now go and put cops on every corner that do nothing, just sit there. They won't even talk to you. They'll drive away if you want, if you film them, but they'll just be right back on that corner later. And they're literally taking over like every corner now, and you're just paying cops to just sit there and do nothing. Yeah,
Hmm.
but an immense amount of force readily available at any time, and that's dangerous. But Relax Outdoors is clarifying a lot in our chat right now.
I see that. I see
Because,
that.
yeah, he says that uh, they did let Jason tour the hangar, but Captain Campbell never showed up and no opportunity was given to discuss policy or Jason and my situation. And I'll tell you, I saw that in the phone call when she was talking to Sergeant Price. He said that this is just reinforced their training, right? He says that 99 out of 100 officers would do this same thing. What? That's what we've been saying the whole fucking time. You guys are all shady. You all do this dumb shit. You all forget that there's supposed to be a crime. You all think that people are subjects. We don't have subjects in this country. The subject of the investigation is supposed to be a crime, not
Hmm.
the person. Certainly not the people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. So
I
we
said
do
this.
appreciate the Outdoors clarifying that. Go ahead, Sandman.
I said this recently, man, and it's police are using this a lot. We got a call to violate people's rights, and they're using that call to violate people's rights, man. It's that simple. And we need to stop that. What is that call? We need some more clarification on if there is a crime, like you said. For instance, what did the person actually commit a crime? Could he have been looking inside his own windows? Without tackling him and stuff like that. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, and to not discuss it, and to ignore it, and to basically say that no, he's just doing his job. Too bad for the kid, right? Too bad for him. Who cares, right? It's collateral damage, right? No, dude. Nah, you can't mess with people's lives like that. And with every encounter, with every situation, they're losing trust. Makes
Yeah,
no
the
sense.
trust is what it's all about, El Presidente. They're the trustee. They're trusted with the people's rights. But if they're calling you a subject, you're not one of the people, and subjects don't have rights. Okay, you're a subject, right? We don't have subjects in this country, but yet for 30 years practice, according to Sergeant Price, uh, a person is the subject. I can't stress how important this is. That really is the base of the problem. If they're calling everybody subject, and that's how come I think I had an epiphany on this. That you know, in a police report, they need to allege a crime. Well, the crime is the subject. So if they're saying that this is the subject, they're alleging a crime. And so the judge has to assume that the facts alleged are correct. Instead of claiming that they're not stating a cause of action, they are stating a cause of action. They're stating that a person is the subject, and so that's a crime. The subject is a crime, always a crime. If the person is a subject, then they can tackle them. They can do whatever the hell they want to a subject, right? Because that's a crime. You
That
see,
makes a lot of
so
sense.
a person cannot be a crime, right? Like I can go investigate a person, right? I can be like, oh, they seem suspicious. I can go check them out and see what
You
they're up
know,
to.
one of
But
the things
they're
that
still
I
investigating crimes. Go ahead.
one of the things that I understand about you is you're so very well spoken, and key words are important. And you seem to point out these keywords. You seem to point out exactly what can protect a person almost. If he actually understands how to use these keywords, could actually protect a person. Maybe when speaking to a cop who doesn't know um, that he's violating rights, or maybe he does, but maybe he thinks that the other person doesn't know. Or even when you go to court.
A lot
Um,
of persons want to mess with the fruits, but people get right to the roots.
mhm, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. My mic was muted, but yeah, yeah. Big brain for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, well, no word is gonna save you though. In all honesty, you know, it's a lot of words, and every day I seem to notice another word. It's like, and words do have a lot of meaning. That's the truth. But at the end of the day, reality is reality, and if a cop's going to tackle you, they're going to tackle you. But when 99 out of 100 cops are going to tackle you for not committing a crime, not even a crime being reported, running from a consensual encounter is legal. That is not a crime. You're not supposed to be tackled. The sergeant did say that the officer said to Jason, "How are you doing? Can I talk to you?" And he ran. That sounds pretty consensual as hell to me.
Yep, me
Um,
too.
he said, "Fuck you," basically, no, and
Right.
I'm not going to talk to you, and got tackled for it.
Don't
And
got time
then,
for that.
they're running an obscurantis parade over there. So, Sam the man, we would appreciate any direction on this. Maybe if you talk to Rice Christie, I know he's super good at public information requests. I'm thinking about maybe the county commissioners might be our next step if the sheriff doesn't respond. But I can already see they're not going to respond. If they've canceled the meeting with the West Outdoors, I'm kind of thinking the county commissioners. But what do you think?
I think, just like that department, just like many others, they think that they can keep doing what they want. If whoever said that 900 officers would do the same thing, he should really rethink that. But look, and I say this a lot, okay? What's ultimately going to change things? We're seeing all these incidents, and they look like isolated incidents, right? And I see a lot of times when somebody actually holds government accountable or police department accountable for what they did, they always have like some kind of lawsuit or some kind of stipulation that basically says we're going to wash our hands off of this by saying like it didn't meet the requirements or the standards of the department. The officer basically acted alone. So even when we do hold them accountable, it seems like they use wording to get away with it. The city attorney, they're masters of wordplay. They know how to say things so that we can legally fuck ourselves in many ways. So With that being said, man, ultimately, will policy change things in the end? I believe so. I believe we can readjust some of these policies and look at them. And ultimately, what will change things is something like this, man, the people's school, the court of public opinion. Whereas we got people from all over the United States, from California to Florida and everywhere in between, from sea to shining sea, getting together and knowing and understanding. And in reality, look, we're this far down in America and in our lives that we don't know this stuff already. You understand what I'm saying? That we're not able to uh, speak and understand it and say the Constitution, state it verbatim, at will. We're not there yet. I'm not there yet. Will we ever get there? Heck yeah, because we're on a mission now. We're on a goal. We're doing something that the school system doesn't want to do. We're doing something that our parents, they're too busy working. They couldn't do this. Now we're using social media. Mainstream media didn't want to do this, right? They don't want to hook it up and teach us our shit. They're paid to put a program on for whatever reason. But here we are, slowly getting together, people picking it up, and sadly, uh, Relax Outdoors had to find out the hard way of how police act sometimes. Are there good police officers that are out there trying to do a good job? I'm sure there are, man. But with that being said, Relax Outdoors, thank you for tuning in. We have your back, and we have your son's back, and just know that we're here for you, man, and we're here to hold departments accountable when they screw up, and that's it, man. That's all I gotta say.
Bravo, sir.
Yeah, we are going to stay on them for sure. But we do need to have a focused plan on how to do that.